conspiracy theory to me is more like George Bush actually commandeered the fucking planes hitting the Twin Towers. Like, but there are people out there who believe our own government did actually blow up the two Twin Towers.
It comes from the fact that they did nothing to stop it.
And they've already done all of these other horrendous things to cover up things that they were doing.
Right. But George Bush didn't say, hey, now's the time, go get in those planes and kill all those people. That didn't happen. Past presidents, past government led up to 9/11. That part I agree with. Saudi Arabia had a lot to do with it, and we don't hold them accountable at all. I agree with all that. But George Bush was not the one who gave the order. And some people actually believe that. Like, I don't have patience for that.
Yeah, but this is why I say 90% of all conspiracy theories are true. The belief that George Bush had something to do with it manifested into he was piloting the plane himself. But it doesn't mean that someone who says that their feeling is wrong. What they need to be told is like, no, like, yeah, he fucked up and caused it.
Right, but you can't even put all the blame on him. It was years leading up to. 9/11 didn't happen with one guy going, you know what we're going to do next week? This was years in the making, and decisions that had been made 20 years ago led up to 9/11.
His administration had been warned that this might happen, and they chose to ignore it.
Was the Clinton administration also warned about stuff?
The previous administration had warned Bush about this. His administration chose to ignore that information. The people who are like, it's his fault, that's what they're saying. Like, yeah, all American foreign policy led up to it, but a lot of the things that could have been done to prevent it fall on George W. Bush.
Yeah, but who's to say if the Democrat had been elected, it wouldn't have still happened? We don't know.
But that doesn't mean that he wasn't the one who was in power at the time that ignored it.
Right. It's just who happened to be president, which is why I have an issue with people saying it's George Bush's fault.
Yeah, but it is because he was who happened to be president.
Right. So we got to blame someone.
Yeah, the person who happened to be president and make that decision.
Well, the people that really should have been punished was Saudi Arabia. But wait a minute, they have too much oil. We can't punish them. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Saudi Arabia took an American journalist and cut him up into pieces. Under Trump, nothing happened. And under Biden, nothing happened. Republican, Democrat, doesn't seem to fucking matter. If you're Saudi Arabia, you can fucking fly planes into our buildings and dismember American citizens and you're okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's collateral damage.
Right. You have oil. We need your oil.
Mm-hmm. Cha-ching.
Our pilots need buildings to fly into. Perfect.
And it happened to be a place where they actually kept track of all of the, financial investments that were being passed. Just the day before, there was, $1 trillion missing, unaccounted for. There's little things that happen that I totally understand why there are conspiracy theories about it, because, come on, everyone turns to ash and they're incinerated because they explode in a fucking building, right? But you find these people's passports and they're untouched. They have pictures of their passports. They're from Saudi Arabia and we went to war with Iraq. What the fuck? That's why people blame Bush, because they were warned years before that was going to happen. And they did nothing about it. And he just kind of pacified the warnings he did get. And he turned it into there's weapons of mass destruction and blah, 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 to divert everyone's attention from what was really going on.